talking about our nutrition.
Yep.
What better way to start a nutrition video than with, I mean, look at what you got right there.
Coffee.
That's not just any coffee.
It's from the new Keurig.
It's from the new Keurig that Mama Schultz got us for Christmas.
Is it Keurig or Keurig?
Man, I don't know.
Anyway.
It should be Keurig because it cures all. Should we edit that out? Oh yeah. No,
Let's keep going.
No, we're gonna leave it in.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about our nutrition, and this should be a good video because we have very different approaches to nutrition.
We do now.
They're not very different, but they're a little bit different.
Yep.
So let's get right into it. I'll
Okay.
talk about mine. We'll talk about yours.
Okay.
So I'm a macro guy. I mean, I probably don't need to say much more than that. It's kind of like Christianity. It's like Jesus. It's kind of it, right? But I'm a macro guy.
I don't think I would put those two things in the same sentence.
You know, in every video, I'm guaranteed to say at least one boneheaded thing,
Right.
and that was it. We're not even a minute in.
I know.
I'm a macro guy. I track my macros: protein, carbs, fat, fiber. I've been doing that for many, many years now. And the reason why I like that approach is because it really quantifies everything.
Okay.
I'm a numbers guy.
Yep.
And through a lot of trial and error over some time, you figure out I need to eat X if I want to keep my weight the same. I need to eat Y if I want to lose weight. I need to eat
Right.
Z if I want to gain weight. And I find that it really, really makes the process very simple. A process that can be very frustrating and irritating. It really makes it simple. But that's what I do. Just kind of broad overview because, you know, I mean, people all across the world in the next couple of weeks are going to be starting new diet phases. So
That's very true.
that's one way to do it. Without getting too specific, we'll get specific in future videos, but what do you do?
I used to do that.
And then you saw the light.
Right. Pretty much. Literally and figuratively. No. Hey. So anyway, I for 10 years, long time,
Just move the, yeah.
I counted not always macros, but calories.
Which
then-
aren't the same thing, by the way. They're very closely related,
Right.
but there's some discrepancies.
Right. It's just different components of the same thing, sort of. So anyway, so for a long time I counted calories, then macros, and just very recently, about a month ago, I felt very called to stop that business altogether. For me, spiritually, it wasn't a good thing. It's too much control. Too much control for me and too much obsession over food. So now I will say, having that background in counting macros and calories, I have a really good understanding of what certain foods are, what certain foods are better to eat a lot of, and what certain foods you ought to maybe not eat as much of, to kind of have a more well-rounded diet. And I understand how to achieve, you know, different things with weight loss, weight gain, and all that kind of stuff with food. But I just really eat a little more intuitively when I'm hungry. And if that doesn't fit my macros, oh well.
So yeah, that's actually exactly what she does. I mean, I see it happen. But so I'm really fascinated by what you do, just because I mean, the last month or so has been great for you spiritually.
Yeah.
You're really honoring God with, I think, your choice,
And
and I think
feel-
that's
I feel lighter and freer.
well. And you know what's interesting? You've lost fat.
And I've
You've actually
lost some
lost-
weight.
You were at a sticking point prior to
I
this,
know.
and you've lost fat. And so
Yeah.
I just think this is great because we give people two different ways
Yeah.
that they could reach the same destination.
Yeah.
You know, my way is just kind of like you figure out your numbers and you eat foods to get to those numbers. And so, again, it's pretty simple. But I'm fascinated by what you do because give people a little bit more to think about. Like, you know, I have macro targets. I hit those targets. How do you go about deciding
Yeah.
which foods to choose? And then we'll probably shut this video down.
So, I mean, like I was saying, I've always kind of understood what healthier choices were, and then counting calories for so long, I really have a very good concept. I love fruits and veggies. I love meat, you know, so I feel like just me personally sticking to those things is a good way of life and a good way of eating anyway. Not that you never do other things, but just that those should be the mainstay of your diet. And so I've always chosen those things over, you know, breads, pastas, cookies, that kind of thing. So that's part of it, but also just eating when I'm hungry, whereas before it was like, well, I can't eat this because that doesn't fit into my macros, or that'll throw me off for the day. So I would kind of restrict myself, or I would do the opposite, where I would be content and full, and I would think, well, I need to hit my target numbers, so I've got to eat more. So, and I think that's probably where the weight loss comes in. I'm just eating when I'm hungry, and it's very freeing.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome,
yeah.
man. No, that's really, really awesome.
and not overindulging, which is something I
Yes,
struggled
of
with
course.
before too.
Definitely. Good job today.
Thanks.
Good job on this video,
Thanks.
man. I didn't have to carry you like I did last
And I didn't
time.
have to do anything to my hair or
Yeah.
you know, get dressed up.
No, these are our uniforms now, I guess,
This is
for the
pretty
videos,
much all
right?
I
I mean,
wear.
this 2 for 2. Yeah, I mean, we're giving people the authentic experience.
I mean,
And so, you got anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
no, Christmas is next week though.
Christmas
Merry
is
Christmas.
next week. Merry Christmas to everybody,
Yep.
man. Happy holidays, and that coffee is good, man.
Yeah, it's mine. So
I'm finna go make me a cup.
you do that.
We'll see you guys
Okay.
next time.
Bye.